Hello friends, welcome to Health, Music and Fitness channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing about the leads V1 to V6. We have to always think of these leads in this sequence because when the machine records the ECG, it records in this sequence: lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, AVR, AVL, AVF, and then V1 to V6, and sometimes in the end it records a long lead 2 as per the calibration and configuration of the machine. Now, as you know, there are 6 anterior chest leads. They look at the heart in the horizontal plane, and in this video we will discuss all about the transition zones, conditions in which the transition zone will move beyond V4 or before V3. Transition zone is a zone where the R wave becomes taller than the S wave, and that usually is between V3 and V4 lead. Lead V1 and V2, they are looking at the right atrium and the interventricular septum. You have to use a bit of imagination to understand what I am saying. Like in this circle, we had discussed V1 and V2, they are perceiving as the impulse coming towards them when the interventricular septum is getting depolarized. We also discussed in the previous ECGs that interventricular septum is the first part of the myocardium that is depolarized from left to right by the left bundle branch, and some books say it is a septal fascicle that depolarizes the IVS. IVS is not a very bulky structure because it is very thin. It is thin and it is not bulky, and it is like a wall between the right ventricle and the left ventricle. In other words, you can say the anterior wall of the left ventricle is formed by the IVS, and the left ventricle, it is bulky. So the more bulky muscle, the more bulky tissue will give rise to more electrical impulses, more tall R waves. Less bulky structure, less tall R waves. So V1 and V2, they are looking at interventricular septum, and when the impulse travels from left to right to depolarize the interventricular septum, the impulse is perceived by V1 and V2 as if it is coming towards them. So there is a small R in V1, and at the same time there is a small Q forming in V5, V6. We discussed this in the previous ECG.